You clicked because you're paralyzed by decisions that matter in 10 years, and you're supposed to have answers right now. Miyamoto Musashi, Japan's greatest swordsman who never lost a duel, lived by one principle: control your sword, not your opponent's next move. That's the core of the Japanese concept, Shikata Ganai, and we're breaking it into 5 practical rules, starting with Rule 1, that's keeping you frozen. Rule 1. Control what you can see. Your parents want your 5-year plan. Your school wants commitments about your major. Your relatives want to know what you're going to be. And you're supposed to have answers about a life you haven't lived yet, paths you can't see, outcomes that depend on 1,000 variables you'll never control. So you're paralyzed because you don't know which choice is right. You freeze because one wrong move feels like it'll ruin everything. Or worse, you pick something random just to stop the pressure, which means you're making decade-long decisions based on who's currently yelling at you the loudest. Rule 1. Only control today's effort, not tomorrow's outcome. Musashi wrote that you perfect the draw of your sword, not the victory of the battle, because one is yours to control and one isn't. You control whether you study for 2 hours today. You control whether you practice that skill today. You don't control what college accepts you, what job exists in 5 years, or where this leads. And that's not failure, that's freedom. Stop carrying weight that was never yours to carry in the first place. But if you only focus on today, how do you know you're building toward anything real? That's Rule 2. Build what compounds. You've got control of today's effort. Good. But effort toward what? Most teenagers waste their focus on things that don't stack. Scrolling for hours, social drama, short-term wins that vanish the second they're over. You feel busy, you feel productive. But then 3 months pass, and you look back at what you've actually built. Nothing. No skill deeper than it was. No knowledge stronger. Just more of the same scattered chaos that makes you wonder why you're always moving, but never getting anywhere. Rule 2. Every day, do one thing that makes tomorrow easier. The samurai didn't practice 1,000 techniques once. They practiced one technique 1,000 times until it became instinct. Pick one skill, writing, coding, fitness, speaking, doesn't matter, and get 1% better every single day. That's it. In 6 months, you'll be unrecognizable. In a year, you'll be dangerous. Not because you're talented, because you're compounding while everyone else is scattered. But here's where teenagers fall apart. Building compounds takes time, and you're surrounded by people getting instant results. Or so it looks. That's Rule 3. Ignore everyone's timeline. Someone your age just started a company. Someone else got into Harvard at 16. Your feed is full of teenagers who look miles ahead of you, and it's eating you alive. So you panic, you rush, you try to skip steps to catch up to people on a race that doesn't even exist, and you burn out before you're 20 sprinting toward someone else's finish line. Rule 3. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. The Hagakure taught that a warrior's growth is measured against his former self, not other warriors. Someone else's chapter 10 has nothing to do with your chapter 3. Run your own race at your own speed, or you'll quit before the real game starts because you exhausted yourself chasing ghosts. But here's the trap. Once you stop comparing yourself to others, you start comparing yourself to some perfect version in your head. Rule 4 destroys that too. Fail on purpose. You've stopped comparing yourself to others. Good. But now you're terrified of looking stupid, failing publicly, trying something and sucking at it. So you only do what you're already good at. Safe moves, low risk, zero embarrassment. And that comfort zone becomes a cage that shrinks every year until you're 25 and scared to try anything new. Rule 4. Schedule your failures. Pick one thing per week you will be bad at on purpose. Samurai trained by fighting opponents who could destroy them because growth only happens at the edge of failure. Ask the dumb question. Try the sport you suck at. Post the thing you're nervous about. Fail forward or stay stuck. These 4 rules work. But there's still one thing that will break you if you don't master it. It's the rule that kept samurai alive. Rule 5. Accept what you cannot control. You're doing everything right. Controlling daily effort, building compounds, running your race, failing forward. And then life punches you. Someone dies, your family moves, you get rejected, the economy tanks, your body gets injured. This is where most people shatter, because they built their identity on outcomes they thought they controlled. Rule 5. Shikata Ganai. It cannot be helped. When the storm came, samurai didn't fight the rain. They adjusted their stance and kept moving. You don't control the test results, the college acceptance, the other person's decision. You control your response. You control what you do next. That's it. and that's everything. Teenagers who master this don't just survive their teenage years, they dominate them while everyone else is trapped in anxiety about things they were never in control of anyway.